Well, it was photos like this being shared on social media as these demonstrations continue within the halls of an education centre, these universities, but now turning into what does seem like a battleground. This taken on Saturday evening by Galileo Chung. He's saying on social media, defending the last defence at Polytechnic University. And those demonstrations have continued into this morning. This video taken by a photojournalist. His name is Aidan Marza within the halls of Polytechnic campus. Now let's just head over now because we have been speaking to Aidan via Twitter, and now he's here now at Polytechnic University. First of all, we really appreciate you speaking to us here at Euronews. Thank you for taking the time. What has it been like within the university?
The university has actually turned into a protester fortress, essentially. I mean, you see on the walls here, there's so much graffiti and there's barricades everywhere. And a lot of the rooms here have been taken over by protesters as a place to store munitions, take care of the injured, and feed the protesters. So it's really turned into a base for the protesters here.
And have you been speaking to many of the protesters? And if so, what have they been saying?
I have. And they've actually been very quite sad about how the situation has turned out. I figure one word to best describe it is they're in a state of desperation now. They're trapped on all sides by police. And whenever they try to leave to go home, to escape, they're being constantly tear gassed. And it's important to remember that a lot of these kids are, teenagers. And I spoke to one who was as young as 12. So they're really in a state of panic. And many are actually hiding out in the campus buildings here, hoping that when the police do come and they do raid the campus, that they can stay hidden for a day or two.
And have these protesters been resilient? Is there any kind of sign of giving up here?
I would say they are still resilient just because they have nothing to lose at this point. They know that they're screwed, honestly, because they're surrounded and they have nowhere to go. And they're running out of water, they're running out of food. And so they are making attempts to escape the university. And most recently, they tried just to escape by a highway outside, and they were pushed back by just a constant barrage of tear gas.
And have you seen many clashes between these police and protesters?
Yeah, over the past 24 hours, like you said, there's been arrows used, hundreds of Molotov cocktails, and it has really been an escalation of violence if you compare this to the previous months. I think if you look back 2 months ago, seeing a Molotov cocktail was quite shocking, but now they're launching them from these slingshots and launching them at water cannons and armored cars from 40, 50, 60 meters away. So it's quite astonishing how fast it's escalated.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Aidan. We really, really appreciate it. That was Aidan Marza within Polytechnic University as these demonstrations continue, and there are no signs as yet of those protests diminishing.